say welcome. This is Purple Do Rag, and you are late for breakfast with Chip Stacking, the guy with the book. We also got a special guest tonight, our first guest on the show.
Wow.
Mega Bills.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's the deal? Mega Gotti in the building.
Evening, fellas. Evening.
Peace. How y'all feeling today, man?
Good.
What you got on tap for today, man? How's y'all day, man? How everything going?
Just cooling, man. You know, got a couple questions going on in the events in the world since everybody a little late to breakfast. You know, it's food for thought. You know, you be running for breakfast. You know, running fast in the morning. You might have skipped your coffee. You know what I'm saying? It done end up 1 o'clock. Now you finally getting the bagel to your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You still had that bagel from this morning. You know what I'm saying? You smelt it all day. You know, past the McDonald's and Burger King, they was pumping everything. You feel me? So, we're going to just start off with a little couple questions today, fellas, on some current events, what's really going on. We're going to talk about the guy, Big O, number 44 and 46. You heard me?
Number 44 and 46.
Nice. 45 and 47, man.
Oh, yeah, he know. I tried him. He knew.
That nigga Mega keeping count over there.
Yeah.
Mega keeping score.
Keep it real.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? We got masculinity back running the fucking building, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
So, hey, that led to my next question. How you felt about it? So we already there. We know how you feel about it. So what made you, as a man, as a black man, as an American citizen, what draws you to Trump?
All right, it's a few things. For one, the main thing, and it's one of the first things he said, in America, it's only going to be two genders, male and female. That's first and foremost, bro. Like, I felt like the Democratic Party as a whole were only catering to women because the main thing they were pushing was abortion and the Letterman group.
Right.
The Lettermans.
the Letterman group. You know what I'm saying?
Who that? Because for the people that don't know who Letterman is,
the people who the group that adds a new letter every year, the LGBTQIA plus. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
XYZ. Yeah.
So I just call them the Letterman group, you know, because I can be disrespectful sometimes.
So
no. The Letterman group, like,
true.
That's a nice way for me to say, you know, I'm including whatever letter you want. You can pick a letter, add a letter, take a letter out. Listen, y'all got it. Y'all the Letterman group. You know what I'm saying?
That's real though, because out of everything I've seen, that's back to making people just one thing. Like you gotta understand, you can't have these kids and everybody thinking that they a fucking tree or a stone. Bro, be you. Like you a man. You're a male or female. That's what God gave you a pleasure to be. When you die, you get reincarnated into that damn slow ass snail that'll sleep for 3 years.
Yeah,
holler at me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me just touch on that. Like, to be honest with you, I ain't voted since Obama and shit. You know what I'm saying? Since the first time when I was a kid and my granny and my mama and them made us go vote. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Really, I've been saying this for the past 20 years of my life. Like, until somebody says something about reparations, I don't give a fuck who the hell you put in that damn building. It ain't really got nothing to do with me because we still got to get it how we live anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, that I'm not the person to tell nobody don't vote. And usually when election time come on, I just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I just watched the show. You know what I'm saying? It's like I ain't really invested, but I do feel what you were saying in terms of the common sense in it is because common sense been already told us it ain't nothing but goddamn it, a male or female. You know what I'm saying? That's just common goddamn sense.
Yeah.
The lady said Joe Biden was giving up $12,000 a month because her son identified as a cat.
What? What do you mean?
I think I said that to you, I believe. The lady say she don't know how she gonna pay her mortgage now. Her mortgage $2,000.
But I definitely feel what Megan was saying in terms of the masculinity in the building. You know what I'm saying? But that kind of brings me up to something. I don't know if you saw this today, Megan. Can I share it? Purple Do-Rag?
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. You got the flow.
This video that I caught after work today. I know this shit happened earlier. Let me see. Boo. I saved it. Let me find it in here. Cause I don't do this on the I don't do this on my damn on my computer often, so I gotta figure out where to save videos at. All right, boom. I'm gonna share this gent right. All right, it's 2 little videos. I wanted to share it. I want to know you guys. I'd like to know everybody's opinion on it. All right. First one, I'm gonna say I want to show is this ICE immigration raids that I saw on Instagram today, right? And I want to know y'all thoughts. Like, is this just some propaganda? And we watching the movies? Is this shit real? And then, because I work in the communications department and I work for a municipality, and that was already sent out to us on Tuesday, and tomorrow we're filming, putting out information about what, how, we should respond within, the municipality, the city that I work for, how we should respond to all of these ICE, rumors or whatever coming up, because they acting like it's going to be real. And there's a big Hispanic community where I'm.
Before you even go to the video, my stance on that is, if I go to your country and I cause havoc.
Hold on, let's watch the video before you get. Hold on, let's watch the video because I want to know y'all thoughts. Hold on. Yo.
Is this illegal alien from Haiti? ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro.
17.
For everything that he did for me, bro.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
Yo, ¿cómo se llama?
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally. This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got somebody else. What just happened?
So our main target was released by a sanctuary jurisdiction, not honoring a detainer. That person was released back into the community, and when we went to go find him, he's with somebody else who was previously removed from the United States. So he's going to go today too.
And that is exactly what Border Czar Tom Homan has warned would happen.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member.
That nigga scary as shit. Fuck is you talking about? That nigga in Haiti ASAP.
They're eating the dog. They're eating the cats.
Not eating the dogs. That's what he said.
That's what he said. Hey, man, shout out to the Zoes, man. I ain't about to sit here and play with them people like that.
But yeah, y'all, I want to know what y'all think, man.
I'm gonna let you go first, Becky. You the guest, brother. Go ahead. Let me know.
Who, me?
What's your thoughts on this?
I'll admit it do kind of seem like kind of a show, like, the cameras is there, everything just there to make. But it also can be real. It's one of them. This would be like, man, listen, because like I can't say no more, man. It looked good though. It looked good. Now I'm gonna tell you what I noticed about it more than anything else was the fact that he said, "F Trump, Joe Biden all day, and thank you, Obama." Yeah.
That nigga said.
Thank you for everything you done for me.
Yeah, exactly. So my thing is, why do they do more for the Democratic Party? Why they so concerned with doing more for immigrants, illegal immigrants at that, than they do for their own citizens? You had dudes getting locked up for all types of. They had one dude. It was in that video. One dude had got charged with a gun charge, and he had heroin. He got let go. If one of our peoples get caught with something like that, they ain't getting let go.
Not at all.
How do people that aren't even from here?
It's not how. It's a money thing.
Like, yeah. I mean,
we ain't paid to get here.
Finish your thought. What you were saying, Megan?
I just feel like they knew that we waking up, and so they needed a new nigga, like my man Nas said. Feeling home alone, I need a new nigga. So they was letting their new niggas come in, man.
Listen.
What you think? What you think the guy with the book?
The purge is coming, and there's a lot changing right now. This is I've talked about this being a year of blessings, but at the same time, there's operations going on, right? Why are you focused on quote unquote illegal immigrants? Then on top of that, let's look at what happened in that video. How often do you see they might be at slightly the director level, but how often do you see the director level in the DEA, ATF, FBI give a statement to the police? These are things or whatever. Give a statement. Give a statement to the media. News, right? Yeah. That is extremely rare. Usually it's going to be dang near the commissioner of the police or the director of the CIA's, these individuals who are usually the spokespeople, spokesperson. So this is strange behavior. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that's really strange. What we're looking at is cause and effect. Some of the causes they got a veil. Some of the effects, they got a veil. So there's pieces that may be missing, but I would say that we could put it all together with using the stars, right? So we got Neptune that right now is in the last decade of Pisces, and it's about to enter Aries. Well, Neptune is the planet of revealing hidden information, right? So we just talked a little bit about on the phone earlier about Trump releasing, the CIA documents concerning MLK and whoever else. Right? Right. So when we think about this, there's a lot that's hidden that's about to be revealed. And I would even go as far to say that what's going on with ICE, that's going to be revealed as well.
What do you mean? Okay. All right. Okay. That's deep. So you spoke on this. So I want to run the second video.
Hold up. I got to get my opinion on this shit.
Oh, my bad. I thought you already spilled already. Go ahead.
Everybody jumping all over, man. It's called propaganda. Where the fuck this man dangerous as a motherfucker? All these niggas is dangerous as hell, and they not white people. Why the fuck they ain't beat up? Come on, man. And it's wintertime, and they in Boston. They talking about it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Why the sun up? Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. Ain't nobody dirty. They ain't show nobody throw no motherfucking grenades and flashbangs and shit in there. Man, what nigga you know walking around with 17 convictions, nigga?
Yeah, that was why.
Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. Nigga, what's really going on out this motherfucker for real? Hold on. Then you got to think about the young nigga got on fucking Instagram was like, oh shit, Trump has to jump out the child support. Bitch had me over here calling my nigga like, ooh, nigga, they can't get me now, bitch. Yeah. Man, come on, man. Propaganda, man. That's the thing we jumping over, man. Everybody got to know that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bigger picture than what the fuck going on. Oh, this little shit sweet in the side. I like that. Hey, look, it's different. Like when you really open your fucking mind and see, oh, boy, you better stay in your lane because, nigga, you go over there listening to that bullshit or you gonna fall for it. Well, I just fell for some shit the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit a key point that I was thinking about myself when I was saying like all these convictions. What you mean this motherfucker got a gun and heroin charge and you let him right back out? Like, what you mean? I mean, shit.
You got fentanyl and you got out the next day?
Yeah.
You got fentanyl in Boston, Massachusetts, nigga.
I know, right?
Where they lock Bill up at, nigga.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
And I'm talking about me, my mama, my granny, my great granny, everybody was goddamn born in Virginia. And I called me a dope charge and they denied my goddamn bond. I was in that bitch sick than the motherfucker.
Found out guilty.
Niggas talk about no bond.
We was found out guilty because they got us fucked up.
Yeah, but I'm talking about I done went and seen, I've been locked up in Newport News, went to see the judge twice and they talk about no bond. And this motherfucker got out. Look, they let him out on his own recognizance, you know what I'm saying? And he got a dope charge, he got guns, and he ain't got even a damn
citizen.
A citizen. Yeah, that's wild. But you know, I don't know.
Not bad about that.
Yeah, you good. I don't know if I mean they were talking about Trump was talking about earlier I forget the name of the executive order that he put in, but they moving to now like even if you were illegal and your kids were born on U.S. soil, that they not even citizens no more.
To me, you can't even go to Singapore and buy land as an American. That's how they need to do it here. I'm just being honest. Like if you're gonna fill some people up, don't fill them up with New York and Milwaukee. Put their ass in Montana, South Dakota up there where it's cold and shit, where they need some pipelines and shit. You hear me? Don't put them nowhere where niggas already driving and shit.
Crazy.
Let them they said bring them over and put their ass to work.
Listen, man, you want to really make a motherfucker be like, hey, America ain't what it is. You send a nigga out here where he got at least 6 months of good weather and he could be chill and hide up under the snow for another 6 months. You be tripping, bro.
Yeah,
that made me think that hit on a point when he said that. Like, you know, I had always said like when they had these people, you know, coming here like this or whatever, the way I just don't understand how when they said the whole black job was everybody was tripping about black jobs. Well, what do he mean by black jobs? What do he mean by black jobs? If they being put in a certain community, which are black communities, most people get jobs within the community they in.
It ain't
well. All right, let me give me a little bit pushback on that, Megan.
All
right. The community. All right. I'm doing a little bit better in life now, so I live in the suburbs now. But when I was goddammit, the community that I grew up with, there were what you would call the black job. Only jobs that people from the community worked was at Family Dollar, goddammit, 7-Eleven, because it wasn't no industry in the community. Right. You know what I'm saying? There were people that came into the community. There were people that came into the community that established businesses, like the Chinaman, the Arab man. Like they came and ran all the corner stores and brought in their nieces, nephews. They had jobs. And the Chinaman, you know.
When I had a little bit of money, and I asked every nigga around me in my community what to do. Just the nigga, I ain't know no big brain ass niggas back then when I was fucking around. I asked every nigga like, oh man, let's go open the store and let's put woody whoop. You know what nigga said? Man, I ain't putting shit out that regular motherfucker. Now look at this regular motherfucker. Come on, man. That's why niggas ain't got it, because they ain't got no faith in the neighborhood. Just don't know. A nigga walk right past your store like they did RG and all them many years, walk straight to 7-Eleven, Food Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
on my soul.
It's infrastructure, but I wanted to hit back what Mega was saying. But yeah, that's when they say black jobs. What the hell is a black job? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Again, like I looked at it like I said, the community, because even though like how you were saying like about out here, I get it out here, but a lot of these sanctuary cities are bigger cities like Chicago. You know what I'm saying? They out there. I talk to my people. They tell me what's going on. So if you're in an area like Chicago, there is more industry in areas like that. So there are, like I said again, if you're getting put in a certain community, where else are you going to work? But within that community.
Yeah, that's true.
So if they putting people in black communities, that's how they're taking black. It ain't per se a black job. Like these are jobs only black people can do. No, it's saying that they're being put in black communities, which means they're going to take jobs from within that community that black people live in, which are black people's jobs.
I don't know. Like you ask me what a black job is, I ain't never seen a black person that ain't been in the building.
A black man done been the president, so there's no job that's off limits to a black person.
Hey, black man. One of the comments, my man Bryce said, "Black jobs sound like slave work to me."
Oh Christ!
It's all perspective. I mean, but that's everything in life. However you view something, you know what I'm saying. Like my thing is, like bro, I'm tired of the victim mentality. Like, why everything gotta hurt? You gotta make everything hurt. What you mean, black job? I mean, like, bro, I don't look at shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
And my people on Facebook, tap in. Don't just watch there. Tap in. Y'all can tap in the discussion too, man. We want to hear
being a gunsmith, I predominantly work with white people and do stuff for white people. And the way they be tipping me, man, I mean, like, you know.
No. Go ahead, spill.
I just don't. I'm not like I was even talking about this with my oldest son. Just in real life, bro, like, you know, I'm from Chicago. Chicago is the most segregated city of all major cities in America. So I came here to VA. Now, this ain't the South, but for me coming from there, this is the South. You know what I'm saying? Like the racism that people complain about, and I'm never going to be one of them people that say racism don't exist or nothing like that. But the racism people talk about, I just really ask, what racism are you dealing with? Like that. I mean, again, and I know it could be with the bank loan stuff like that. I don't really see that.
You want me to speak on racism?
All right, so hold on. I was about to say, let me chime in there because that's a good question. But racism to me is not somebody calling you a nigga when they see you. Racism ain't throwing a rock at your car.
No.
That ain't racism.
But
I'm gonna tell you what racism is, though. An example of racism that is real. Redlining. I don't know if you guys are familiar with redlining. That's racism.
Democrat.
And that's real.
Democrat policy.
Yeah, redlining is not a joke. It's not a myth. That's actual racism.
White supremacy, racism, okay, but racism is a feeling, man. Listen, you know, man.
Racism.
I grew up in
racism is a system.
Listen, racism. Really racism, nigga, a motherfucker that hates you, they gonna fly their flag and show you that they don't fuck with you, nigga. And that's the only place to really eat in the town. Not really the only place in the town, but niggas is eating there. Nigga, when your motherfucking state is flying the motherfucking Confederate flag in your face, skinheads in this motherfucker, million other motherfuckers in your neighborhood, you drive down the motherfucking street, you get off an exit in the 90s, and you know that you'll see your mama going there to pay for some gas. She come out, get in the car, and they hauling ass down the street. That's racism. That's the racism that people are.
That's prejudice.
That's racism. All that shit.
But those are two different things.
Prejudice
and racism are different.
You can feel all that shit. I don't think y'all ever felt that shit.
No, this is what I'm telling you. There is racism and there is prejudice, but it's a thin line. It's like give me an example. Like it's like calling, like my mama was married to a Senegalese man when I was growing up. He ain't black. He's from Senegal. He's Senegalese, and he'll tell you straightforward. He'll never accept. You can never call him black. He is not. He don't fuck with that. He'll say you black people, and it'll make it feel like he being racist by saying this, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's the
you black people are racist. If
but
you
he's
black.
not black. He's not black because saying you black is like a lack of nationality. You know what I'm saying? Because on the world stage, they don't play the crayon game on the world stage. If you go to United Nations, the United Nations, they deal with nationality. They don't deal with the color game. They don't be like, okay, yellow man, you speak now. They don't do that. You know what I mean? So like in us growing up, like, you know, in urban America, whatever, I just like, oh, kinfolk. But then, you know, as I was growing up, my mom moved to Nigeria, married a Senegalese man. And quickly I found out everybody that's my complexion ain't black. You know what I'm saying? Like they do, like that's another thing I wanted to get to later.
I don't even know nothing about. Well, I do know Senegalese. I got cousins over there. So shout out to them. But anyways, I'm talking about over here, living in a racism in a prejudice spot.
You coming from South Carolina is more overt than say
Iverson experienced racism out here.
See the thing, all right, you know, even that was a little bit more racism, right? The Allen Iverson situation with him going getting locked up, right? But then this is where I say racism is a system, because there were systems that were at play that you could not hold him back because we had a black governor who was able to pardon him. You know what I'm saying? Now, racism is when those systems are working against the individuals, you know what I'm saying? Or working against the people. But say, for example, like gentrification, that shit is real. Like gentrification, that's racism. That's real. Like drive the property value low and get them niggas up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
It was an article in National Geographic I've read in a random spot somewhere in a random time. And it was talking about how they let the property of New York City go down, and the millionaires came in and basically bought the billions for like $26.
I mean, yeah, that happens. That's happening every day around the country.
And now they're doing in Chicago right now with the migrants. They letting them, if they come to a block that's like run down, like the hood, like where some of my family stay, they can go to a house that's like abandoned or ran down. They fix it up. They just own the house. And you know, it's like and I'm talking about you got Mexicans, like I said, with Chicago being the most segregated city that it is, you got these Latins in the hood in Inglewood, son. You know what I'm saying? Like where all of that going on at. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
jumping right into it. They come from that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
They jumping right into it because they've been up there on California, up there going crazy, the Spanish. So shit, well, ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main thing I was saying with the racism thing is more like that white boy who don't like you, he can't stop you from working. That ain't racism. Now, racism is when you can't go get a job, you can't go feed your children because of these systems that place. Just because where I live right now, up the street, it's a big ass damn Confederate flag, big as my house, and I probably got a better job, probably make more money than that nigga.
I don't know where this fit into anything, but us as people, I want to know how you identify. If you were born in America, I'm gonna just say you were black. So whatever you claim, you can claim that. But if you were born here in America, I'm gonna say you black. There's no refill of us.
I mean, if
you know what I'm saying, once you bring all these people, they got refills. We here.
I mean,
know what I'm saying?
We gonna say the same thing.
We said we ain't going nowhere else and populating everywhere else in abundance. Everybody else is coming here in abundance, and we're mixing with that. Before you know it, we're really gonna be. It's gonna be no. Just really, just think about it. In the whole scheme of things, if you really trying to get rid of somebody, you'll bring the world here, and then you'll mix them, and then hopefully you'll take that little person and they'll learn some culture. And then before you know it, 50 years, it's gone.
Allegedly, what they saying is that in order to make the one world government or to make the world global, they say you got to get rid of borders. So since they know countries still got borders, they're going to send people from other places to other countries to like now it's already global. You got people from here, there. You got people from there, here. Like that's what they.
Where are we going in the thousands? Where's our boat, our plane? Where's our siphon? When just say, "Hey, Black America, come on." No, where's that at?
Well, that's what I was gonna say to what you were saying. Like being black, I kind of like. I look at being black is if you're black, you a descendant of a slave those the only people that we call black. You know what I'm saying? African American.
Where is if like Becky just said, we're trying to create no borders. Why are our borders the only closed ones? The Mexicans can come here. We're not fleeing to Mexico in buku numbers. Japanese people came here. We didn't fly to Japanese in buku numbers, nor did they open their doors. Buku German people come here. They don't open their doors for us. That's what all I'm saying. We can't even own land certain places. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's because we American, not because
American Negro News. Most people say racism is about when it should be saying prejudice. You can only be racist or experience racism from people that have power.
What was that? Read that comment.
I seen that American Negro News said.
It said most people say racism a lot when they should say prejudice. Prejudice, my bad.
That's what I'm saying.
You can only be racist or experience racism from people that have power. You need in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing I'm saying. Like, it's right now. This is what I'm saying. I've experienced racism working in the film industry. I was
right there with you in West Baltimore.
Nah, I worked for Hulu, and I worked for a show on A&E. And
Drake.
I was the only black person on set that was in the camera department. And I knew like mad fly cameramen, camera operators. But they are kind of on the outside of the industry because the industry is nepotism all throughout the industry. And people are hiring their nephews, their nieces, their cousins, which a part of me, I'm not even mad at that because you're going to do the same thing when you get a job. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a part of me, I ain't mad at it, but I'm also was blessed enough or fortunate enough to be in that small number of people who were in the mix to say, when somebody can say, hey, I know this camera operator over here and he looks like me. But I'm talking about I'm on a set with 300 people and it's probably 5 black people in the whole building, and most of them, and nobody was like in my department, you know what I mean, making the decent dollars, holding cameras and things of that nature. So, you know what I mean, that's racism. But nobody was like throwing bananas at me and shit when I walked in there. Nobody was saying, "Monkey, do this," you know what I'm saying? But the system in itself was, you know what I mean, flawed.
It was established off of that.
Shout out to American Negro News, man. I gotta tap into your page.
All right, so look, check me out. Here the other one.
American Negro, I'm gonna check you out too.
Here's the other one, Meg. I want to see if you.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating.
Oh, I know where this is going.
I ain't even see it.
Hold on.
Look how much he doing, bro. This nigga coming in.
I know, hold on.
Come in, regulating, my nigga.
There you go.
I'm still worried for him though. They ain't gonna stop trying to ship him out.
Hold on, let me start this joint over. This joint funny to me.
Hey, you need to play. You need to play this joint.
Buddy in the
ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years. For decades.
Oh, we running that too. So when it drops, we running that.
And everything will be revealed.
What everything?
Everything. He read that already.
Names and all.
He read that already.
He know it already.
Yeah. RFK.
Yes, sir. Lastly, sir, we have an executive order.
I think you're absolutely right, but here's the thing, right? All the people that's gonna be exposed, it's them Democrats. It's them people that been running the show for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That's why he like, oh yeah, we're gonna put the word out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you know these people died before we was born, and we already kind of know. But now you're gonna be pointing out names and giving up numbers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I want this JFK thing could get crazy because
I need my guy with the book.
Hold on. Finish your thought, man.
Well, nah, I was just gonna say, you know, the alleged real story, and even the way the video looked, is that after all the shots, the grass, you know, you see the
buddy in the front seat.
Yeah, bow, right? You see the head go back and all of that. So, like, let's see if it really come out.
Bro, listen, I done watched the Sagruda film. I watched the Sagruda film fucking 100 times. Like, it was one time back in the day, 20 years ago, me and Atlas used to sit there and watch that shit. Oh, back to back, trying to see where this joke come from. So yeah, that's gonna be real.
Yeah, I want to see that. And
then like, Buddy here was straight back.
After he signed it, he said, "Give this to RFK Jr."
Yeah,
yo, these your peoples, bro. We about to expose all these.
Hey, yo, it's funny. I was up into the comments.
The mob had something to do with it, but most of the guys are dead now, bro. Like,
can I say one thing? Because I think, Chips, I think you would agree with this. Like, in American history, bro, let's keep it all the way real. All of American history. Bro, when they trying to off you, who do they don't kill the people that's out here doing bad shit, yo. They kill people that's trying to make a difference, yo.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So,
yes.
They ain't trying to kill they ain't never even trying to attempt to kill Obama. He was a black man.
Right.
So I'm just saying, bro, like, why people look at this dude like he's such the wrong one when I can say what he been through in the last 4 years, I've never seen that in my life, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, see, ooh, yeah, you saying you touching some shit right now.
I got chills just now because you did touch on some shit, cousin.
Peace. Me and okay, peace, my bro. 6 Y's in the building.
Yeah.
Bear Drake, my guy.
Yeah, it's crazy because me and Asa was talking about this shit yesterday. Like, damn, I'm trying to figure this shit out. Like, am I for this shit? Am I against this shit? Am I just watching this shit? Like, we trying to figure this shit out right now because he says so much stuff that we actually agree with. And I know a lot of people are rubbed wrong because of how it feels when he says it. But my people used to say, you know, the truth is the truth. The truth don't need no explanation or no apology. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people can't handle you saying, nigga, you stink. Go take a shower. They want you to say, please, if you don't mind.
Brother, please, brother.
Please. They want to hear it like that. But me, I might be like this. Man, what the hell is smelling like that? And now you offended. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm a laugh. So you really fucked up by it now.
The truth hurt.
That's why people are more comfortable with liars. Because the truth hurt.
The truth definitely hurts. That's
be safe out there in Hollywood, brother. He say he out there in Hollywood right now.
Okay.
Working in Hollywood or something.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely be safe out there.
So let me hear you the guy with the book. What you thinking about? What you think about that? Him unveiling, letting the veil up on, you know, the JFK and the RFK and the MLK and all the K's.
I know, right? The KKK.
When we think about the unveiling of hidden information, we've had quite a bit of that happen in the last few years, and it's gonna keep increasing. Right. So one of the things I want the audience to know about is the prophecy of Saint Malachi. Well, he prophesied that the papacy, or Vatican City, the Pope, right, the end of the Roman Empire, 2027, right? But then we have also got other things happening in the stars in 2026 that show some more revealing, some more unveiling, right? 2025 is going to give you that. 2026 is going to give you that. So these are some things that, you know, we need to pay attention to what's happening with Vatican City. We need to pay attention to what's happening with Israel, Great Britain, South Korea, and the United States of America more than any other countries in the world, right? And what you're going to see unveiled from each of them in the next couple of years, it's going to have your eyeballs popping out of your head.
I seen that they was in like the Muslims, the Jewish, and the Christians all came together. I seen something about that briefly. I meant to tap back into it, but when you said watch out for the Vatican and all them, that made me think of that. I gotta tap into that. I'm gonna bring some more information on that, man. I'm gonna bring some more on that. Go ahead, Chip.
Hey, can I since
you can do whatever you want to, brother. You the guest.
Talking about the man, let me just drop some Trump facts, man.
Facts. Facts.
So like, cause he racist, right? So since he racist, how many people know that when Russell Simmons was trying to start Def Jam, he couldn't get a loan from no bank, so he went and saying Trump. Trump gave him the loan. When he made the money back and came back with the check to pay Trump back, Trump ripped the check up and said, "Keep doing good business." It's a lot of people he did that for. It's black people, yo. Jesse Jackson's presidential runs, Donald Trump funded them. The racist.
Mm-hmm.
When Oprah, who hates him now, had him on the show back in the 80s, I think 85 or 87 to be exact, she was encouraging him to run for president. And then when he was later interviewed, he said, they asked him, who would you pick as a running mate? He said Oprah Winfrey as his vice president back in the 80s.
Didn't he own like some football teams and they fucked him over?
Nah, I know he did a lot of work with Don King back in the day. A lot of Tyson's early fights, all them Tyson 80s Tyson's fights, them shits was Trump Towers. He was putting in a lot of money behind Don King back in the day.
I mean, it's just like, the stories. Like, there's another story, and there's something he didn't even speak about. Like, there was a homeless woman sleeping in front of one of his Trump Towers. The security asked him that they want them to remove her from the premises. He moved her in the building, gave her 3 hot meals every day, and sent her flowers every week. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she still stayed there.
That's crazy. Well, like, all right, I'm gonna say something too that I do know. Like
Central Park 6. What about that?
All right, like white people. All right, like let me see. How do I? All right, like northern white and southern whites, their relationship with blacks is a little bit different. Like, okay, we don't tend to look at northern whites as the racist whites because they didn't have slavery, right? But southern whites don't mind black people working next to them.
I do.
No,
I do.
Southern whites can work next to a black person. They just don't want you to necessarily be the boss. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to be over them.
I don't think it's like that.
They don't mind you living there. They don't mind you living next to them. But northern whites, they don't mind where you work or how much money you get. They just don't want you to live near their ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's a kind of a different relationship. And like you said before too, Mega, Trump is a businessman. You know what I mean?
I need to talk to some white people because I don't even know no white people. So that's crazy. I know white people, but I don't know white people. That's crazy. I don't got a white person in my phone. Yes, I do. Mark. He taught me something, so I only like people that teach me shit. Mark, I can call Mark right now. I'll be like, "Hey, Mark, how you do this?" He gonna be like, "Hey, Anthony, what you looking at?"
Not knowing a white person is wild. How you don't know somebody white and you live in America and in Virginia?
That's what I'm saying. I'm in tune with my niggas. I don't date nothing but black women, and they got the BB.
How the hell you eat and you don't know nobody white? Look back. How the hell you still breathing and you don't know nobody white? Where you get your milk from? Where you get your water from? Dude?
I don't know them people shit. I don't even drink milk, boy. You tripping. Okay. I put water in my cereal. I learned that shit back in the day when I ain't had nothing. It still tastes the same.
Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about what you got in your background though, Mega Man. Talk to us a little bit about your gun. Mega is a gun enthusiast. what they say, a second amendment,
definitely pro 2A.
Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about your relationships with these guns and what you got going on, and tell us something.
All right, to really give my story, I started off I was building those P80s, what they call the ghost guns, and I was in this group on Reddit where everybody be uploading videos of them, like what they made, whatever. So when I first got in the group, I used to be asking a lot of people questions like, "Yo, how you do this or how you do that, how you do this?" And then I made my first one and it worked. I showed the video at the range, it worked and shit. Then I had made 2 more. And all my joints worked. After I made my third one, the people I was asking questions started asking me questions like, "Yo, what are you doing? Why all your joints just run so smooth?" And I had to keep rubbing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm following tutorials. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what I'm doing. So from that, I had a friend that worked with people who were coming from prison for the most part, but helping them get if they could go back to college and stuff like that. So she had she was like, "Hey, look," she said, "Go on this website." And she said, "Shit, you might." She said, "You went to college before, right?" I said, "Yeah, I did, but I dropped out." You know what I'm saying? And she was like, she said, "You probably can still get financial aid." So I checked it and she was like, and it showed me, it was like, "Yeah, you can get X amount." I'm like, "Oh shit." So then I hit up SDI, Sonoma Desert Institute, you know what I'm saying, and did the online thing to become a gunsmith, I got my gunsmith certificate in 8 months, and then, since I was back in the mode of being in school and shit and all that shit again, I went back to get my degree in associate's degree in science of firearms technology. And then they had another program about handguns, in particular hammer fire, striker fire, and revolvers. And I took that class. So basically I put like about 2.5 years into the gunsmithing program and things like that. Within about 8 months of me, I just say within 8 months of me being out of school, I'm working as a gunsmith at a gun store in range. So I'm working in the field that I went to school for within 8 months. You know what I'm saying? So so me being a gun enthusiast, I like them, but I'm really about responsible gun handling. A lot of times the BS is so much associated with us. So I just feel like, I want to try, paint a different picture, man. Like, be responsible. Like, that's one of my catch lines. Like when I end all my videos, I say, "Mega guns, think mega TV, think greater than, and above all, be responsible." So, I just want people to be responsible because, like, I feel like with more information about guns, when you really know about the science of it, you will have more respect. And you ain't got to go into the depth that I go into, but I'm just saying you will have more respect of what it is. Because, like, the way people just moving around with this, it's all wrong, man.
Yeah, that's
I got a cue for you too. So
appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, that's definitely dope. But like, if people wanted to collab with you or do some business with you, you know what I'm saying? Is that possible? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or will you learn someone too? Also, if they want to learn something from you.
Yeah, I could teach. Like I share, like on my channel, like I do the gun reviews and all of that too. But I also got a lot of our assignments when I was in SDI. They had to be on it was like video. We had to make a video. So I got a playlist called My SDI Experience where I'm showing, a lot of the things that I had to do for my actual class. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't mind sharing none of this information for real, for real.
Right.
So you got a website?
I got a website, but it's not associated with that. It's more associated with the music when I was doing that.
Tap in.
Okay.
That's some real shit because when people talk about Second Amendment rights, and I'm not from Chicago or from New Orleans or Atlanta, but I know 20 young black men, people that I grew up with, niggas spent the night at my mama's house. Motherfuckers that my granny used to buy them Christmas presents. I done walked to the store with them, like murdered, been killed, lost to gun violence. You know what I mean? And I know there are exceptions to every rule, and I also know that the people have been trying to take away our gun rights. They always talk about taking our gun rights. So I want you to like speak about that fine line, because I'm not saying of course I'm pro Second Amendment, but I want you to talk about it because you can articulate it better. Like, what does that really look like when you talk about safe gun use, and when do you think it's like an appropriate age for people to be learning how to use guns or teaching their children how to use guns, and what does that kind of look like within our community anyways?
I know for me, I plan to start with my youngest son like when he get like 7. But before I even let him shoot, I'm gonna show him how to take a gun apart, you know what I'm saying, and all of that before he even shoot. Now, when it comes to like the legalities of it, I personally think gun laws only affect law-abiding citizens. If people are already criminals and they already break the laws, it don't matter what new law you make, they break laws, my nigga. Like, so right. What are you saying when you make these new laws? You're only making it difficult. You're making it harder for me to protect myself. That's right. That's another reason why I went to gunsmithing school, because I don't care what y'all make illegal, I know how to make them.
Right? Yeah.
Never stop me.
And I know that, nigga.
So that's just being all the way real. Like, I just feel like, the one thing that keeps America as safe as it is, people think it's because we so far away from all the other continents and this, that, and the other. The reality is because, bro, don't nobody want to step foot on this land. Come here if you want to, son.
Hey, yo, nigga gonna tear some shit up in America. One thing about it,
like nigga like me be ready for shit like that. I swear.
I'm hoping Trump get a green light. Like, listen, if we got for these illegals out here, they used to say, see something, say something. Now, how about see something, smoke something? Hey, look. Yo, you ain't supposed to be here anyway, yo. Like,
listen.
But
I'm with you on that. See,
that might be me
because they've been in Durham cutting heads off. They've been in Durham cutting heads off. They took over DC for real. Like on some whole other shit. You go downtown. Foreigners, Hondurans, fucking Venezuelans.
So hold on. Are y'all like anti? God damn it!
I am afraid that the wrong people are gonna get up here and they fucking up the laws. Like he said, for us, they got the right laws, bro. We are law-abiding citizens out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? When I smoke my weed, I can smoke it in Virginia, in the privacy of my home. You hear me? I am doing law-abiding by citizen shit. I have a driver's license. I pay taxes.
Hey,
understand what I do out here. I am living my life.
Listen, niggas get their license back and want to run for president now.
Yes,
niggas get their license back. Talk about I'm a law-abiding citizen now. I don't even drive without a license no more. I do everything right. Look.
Yeah,
right.
That's what we do now, player.
You
hear me?
Yeah, but to get back to what you asked, or as far as with the violence amongst our peoples, now that's why, again, I feel like, we got to start being real and being accountable for ourselves. So, like, for me, to be in a household like this with all these guns, whatever, and to have a child, a young child, I have to educate him about these things. I'm saying, like, so now, and even if you don't live in a gun-friendly house or a house with guns like that, yo, you know your kids sometimes, bro. We got to stop playing like, that go back to me saying the victim thing. We always want to make it like it's something else or somebody else. Hey, yo, my nigga, sometimes when you raise a king, Von, yo. When you got king. Man. You know. Man.
Yes.
Now, yeah, that's your baby and you love him like nobody else love him. But the reality is like, we got to start getting, do you want to check your child or do you want the streets to check him? Do you want police to check them? Like, I mean, like, we got to start, like, it's starting at home. It started at home, man.
Yo, listen. you just said something deep, and I'm glad you said that. Because this is where I want to bring in the guy with the book, and I want to know your opinion on this because you just said something real. You said something heavy. You just said, when you raising Chief Keef, and when you said that, I kind of instantly thought you were talking to mommy and them.
Sorry, so let me jump in here, right? So when you say you raising Chief Keef, all that you got to know is if you Chief Keef, because at the end of the day, our children become what we are, not what we tell them.
That there is truth to that, but that's
No, it's not truth to it. That is the truth.
That's relative. That's not true because you have children who flourish outside.
It's not relative. Right, I can prove it right now.
And I can prove it too, because you have children that grow up in scenarios who end up blossoming outside of their scenarios, in their in-house scenarios. I personally, I grew up in a certain time where niggas was raised by their grandmamas. Won't know mamas, won't know daddies. You know what I'm saying? And we growing up to actually raise and take care of our children. And we ain't never seen a man take care of us. We never had a daddy. We never met a daddy. And I grew up.
All of those individual situations, I understand where you're coming from. Like everybody's got quote unquote different situation, but nobody is outside of the law. The law is very, very clear. The law of suggestion. We become what we experience in repetition. So if we do have those parents in the home and those parents are displaying their behavior, which they're going to be doing on a daily basis, the children will become that behavior over time. It'll happen in various types of polarities. This is the reason why the divine paradox exists.
Yeah, we know there are multiple, plenty of examples. I probably have just as many of examples of kids who grew up and their parents weren't on drugs and their parents didn't teach them how to use or sell drugs. And they still turn towards that life because of outside influences. You know what I mean? And there are tons of kids who did not grow up in two-parent households who today we're not allowing our children to grow up the same way that we did. And I know, speaking for myself and dozens of others who their moms and dads never smoked weed with them, but they still learn how to roll that damn blunt. They still learn, and they still smoking every day.
When you look at it from a physical perspective, then you can come to those kind of conclusions real easy. But when you look at it from a spiritual perspective, then you start to see the fear, the guilt, the doubt, or the love, the compassion, the empathy that's fueling the background of those decisions that are made. Not everybody is picking up a blunt or a cigarette or whatever, but what they are doing a lot of the times is picking up some type of habit that is similar. And that has everything to do with the background energy. Well, now what we're talking about is spirituality.
Yeah, and there are times, there are also examples of sometimes those, it repels and turns us a different way because we are too used to seeing this that we don't want to experience that. Well, we're not doing this, so we don't want to experience that. It's no difference than, like I was saying, hey, talking about, we were talking about earlier, smoking in front of children, for an example.
Okay. It depends on, like, I don't know, man. It seems like certain shit that I seen in my life, I ain't want to ever have no parts of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I kind of went that way with certain substance and shit, I found my way. Okay, then. Shit, fuck you too, then.
Peace, Dre.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, that shit did something weird real quick. My bad. But, like, things in my life, I seen, like, it actually made me figure out who I needed to be, even though it really took a long time to, like, figure out where I needed to be and get my feet straight. It molded me to understand that, like, yo, I can't let this type of stuff, I can't, when I see this type of look or I feel this type of feeling, I know how to act. I know how to move. I know if it's fight or flight. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I really see kids out here that don't know. Sometimes you should just run. Sometimes, like, it ain't got nothing to do with your parents. Like, a lot of us are very good parents. We do anything they ask for. They have an advantage. My kids have never been hungry. Like, that's a blessing. Like, I remember being hungry as a 6-year-old boy, 10-year-old boy, running away at 13, thugging at 15, locked up at 15, coming back at 17. Like, and that shit carried on for many, many more years because shit, about time you come back from being locked up in most cases, everybody that you know done moved on 2 years from where you just left off. In most cases, the educational system is so fucked up, you're going to end up right back in the same grade. So that's going to create a what? A dropout. Now it takes a strong motherfucker that be a dropout out of high school to will themselves into a GED, into a personal, just an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Or just to be successful, period. But most of the time when these kids go through this stuff, because I was one of those kids that went through those things and had friends that I lost to buku years in prison or dead because of the choices we made. They didn't have no advantage. We didn't have any advantage. Like literally, my dad worked 12 hours. I never seen him until vacation. My mama on crack, she out that motherfucker still. Like, you got a real father, he alive, but he ain't nowhere near you. For real. Like, that type of shit that hit people hard, they don't even understand. And these kids, we right there. We a phone call, a video call. In the 90s, in the 80s, it wasn't no video call. It wasn't no, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I love you. What you need? None of that. Kick the shit with you 2 hours on the phone. Oh, you got this going on? Nah. That shit was a letter system back then. You dig what I'm talking about? So we had to build a crest on our heart to say, hey, I got to make it to this point. Chips, you got a story to make it to the fucking point that you at. Our kids really ain't got no story. They ain't been out past no motherfucker. It's still job early. We would have still been outside. Probably got an ass cut in the morning and everything. You heard me?
That's a fact. That's an absolute
On my
fact.
soul. They don't go through that. We gotta yell out. Turn that motherfucking game off.
But yeah,
give me your phone.
To touch back on what Mega was saying, we was talking about the gun rights and stuff, and Mega was saying, you know, most of the parents, I was, talking about, young people with the guns and Second Amendment and stuff, and Mega brought up that most of these parents got King Von in they goddamn upstairs right now, and they know it, but they kind of turning a blind eye to it. You know what I mean? And which is something that I do agree with, but I also giving a little bit of pushback to Ferdinand, to the guy with the book, where he was saying, I'm talking about these influences are not always coming from inside of the house. And majority of the time, when you live in a teenage life and you young and thugging, the influence that is the last influence is what's in the house.
We're so lame to our kids.
We don't even start picking up into what happens in the house until we get in that older age, or after we done bumped our heads and burned our hands a couple times. Then we start thinking back to what mommy tell you, what granny tell you, what papa tell you.
Listen, bro.
That comes afterwards. But when you a teenager and you young and thugging, your influence be pussy and Jordans. Yeah, hitting first and shit like that. It ain't no
trying to make a plays, a score.
Yeah,
man, listen, bro.
Keeping your phone ringing. It ain't nothing that the old folks in your house talking about.
Listen, we did, like, when I was growing up, the motherfuckers that was telling me shit and how they used to roll and all that, I used to be like, bro, that was back in 77, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Nobody don't know you out here, boy. But now I realize that a nigga be like, nigga, you was doing that shit in 2005, nigga, fuck you. 2005? You right, that was 20 years ago. I can say, bro, 30 years ago, I was fucking driving cars and my dad on the highway, and I can pull people up here and tell you, like, I owned my first car at 12. So that's 20-something, 25, 6 years ago. You dig what I'm talking about? We are them. We are the information keys. Mm-hmm. But guess what? We are whack to our own kids. To me, my kids don't see me as cool, except for like a couple of them that's grown. But like, they want to talk to you about certain shit. Like, nah, that ain't it, bro. Like, look, go this way. Then you disconnect from them. So when you say go this way, it's a complete disconnect. You know what I'm saying? So I advise y'all parents that's coming into teenagers with their own minds, just listen to them.
But let me go back to asking that question of Mega. Like, when you were saying that, you know, these parents, it be King Von living in a house, are you talking to mommy? Are you talking to daddy? Or are you just talking to the elders in general that are turning a blind eye to the reality of what's actually going on?
Now, for real, I was talking to parents in general, but if we're going to keep it all the way 100.
Because my kid, I'm going to tell you, as a single dad with teenagers in my house, I know all the movements. I know all the signs. Bitch, you ain't bringing nothing in this motherfucker. That if it come in here, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? But I know the signs and I know the movements. You ain't sticking to a can of oil. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got 2 rules. No cursing. And clean up. 2 rules in my household.
But go ahead, finish what you were saying, though, Megan.
I mean, you know, and I don't want this to be taken the wrong way because I know we play a part, but I'm gonna say it's 2 things, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, and I know this is going to go all the way left when this gets watched. And I'm just saying, but look, bro, if we look realistically, my nigga, and this happened in our era, as mothers shifted to becoming predominant workers and not being at home, shit went crazy, bro. Between that and single mothers, because you know mothers want to be so loving. I'm gonna let you do whatever you want to do. I just want to love you. That without that discipline, that guidance from a father, it's like, you know, but just keeping it all the way real, bro. It's like the world was better when y'all was in the kitchen and bedroom. But don't be mad at me. I'm just saying.
So let me speak on that for a second, right? And I appreciate you bringing up that point because it's very important. When we look at what's going on in melanation in America, you got exactly that problem you just said. But why? Why is that such a bad problem right now? Why is it something that we just can't just solve easy in the home? Well, because it was systematic spiritual warfare that was waged upon us following the civil rights movement. You got everybody out there, please understand that melanated people in America got some major wins, even though they got their asses whipped. They got some major wins in the civil rights movement. But after that, the people in power, they're like, listen, man, we can't keep letting this happen. So what do? We have to destroy their power base. Well, what's the power base of the melanated community? It's the same power base of any group of community. It's the mother, the father, and the child. It's that triune.
Yeah.
That systematic warfare that has been waged, that's been in the food. It's written on the ingredients list. Most people won't read. It's in the pastors who don't know nothing about what they're talking about when they're in front of the sheiks as well. It's the temple leaders, it's the synagogue leaders, it's all of the leaders, it's the politicians, it's the principals and the administrators of the schools. It's all of the institutions are all built the exact same way to mirror each other in certain types of ways. The schools look just like the prisons. They look just like the jails. The workplace looks just like those locations as well. They're just slightly different to give more access points pending what access the individual needs. but the entire system is set up for harvesting human energy. So what we've got to understand is, for them to control us, they got to keep us in mass division. Well, it wasn't enough division in the civil rights movement. What they learned from it. So now they separated the man from the woman, separated the woman from the child, the man from the child. You got all of this separation in the family. Now you can never have a power base.
So let me touch to that. The thing why that era of the civil rights movement is so strong is because that separation has been a part of the system since we've been here the past couple hundred years. The reason why that era, that 20 years or something is such stands out is because regardless of these systems in place to destroy the black family, which have been in place before there was a constitution, before there was a public school, before there was a White House built, before any of this, those systems have been in place.
It actually happened.
But the reason why,
70 years ago,
the reason why that era is so held in such reverence is because those rules don't have to apply to us.
Well, regardless of
we make
70 years ago
why they were so strong, the reality is the family structure was strong at that point.
Yeah,
we start going into the 1970s and the 1980s.
In the 70s,
what you're focused on at that point,
it was over.
Closing down these factories where these brothers are working at,
and war,
putting drugs all into their communities to make sure that they're doing stupid shit that will put them in prison. And then as you do that, now you make sure that you keep pumping these programs to these women to make sure they can be taken care of because they keep producing slaves out of their...
Hold on. Before, you're right. Before the drugs, they took our men off the street to put them in a war, to put them on the drugs so they can go out there and come back home with the drugs and be all doped up too. You feel me? You heard me? And then the drugs came in, then the separation of our women. You heard what I'm talking about? Like, for real, it happened within the last really 70 years. Once King died in what, 68, it was over with.
I'm not gonna lie to you. In my mind, it ain't over with. Are we fighting behind enemy lines? Absolutely. But if it's over with, if it ain't no hope, nigga, just go to sleep then, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Fucking just jump in the damn ground and go cross your hands over your shoulders.
What I mean by it's over with, it was over with, meaning that it spiraled down a hole.
Yeah, for me, it's just getting started because it start in the house, man. It start with man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? First of all,
start with man, woman, and child. But how long did we actually take for us to fucking find that shit out? You heard me? Like, I mean, for me personally, I'm only, man, woman, and child. But to actually, for me to understand the value of family, me personally, not as a whole, me personally, it took 30 years to understand the importance of it and the importance of having a family. You understand? Because that's just the lifestyle that I was living at that time. And it just felt like that any day I can just go.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
And I feel you on that.
But like that shit started. Malcolm X had his family. Martin had his family. All these guys had their family. All these leaders, all these men. Now it's like the world is just single.
I mean, that's a choice. That's a personal choice. Like we all have, like, I don't smoke weed, like talking about it.
But we talking
that's just a choice. You know what I'm saying? That's just a choice.
Woman,
it's just like this.
Child.
Yeah, I'm saying man, woman, and child.
So
this is what I'm saying.
Talk about a power base, Chip.
Yeah.
It don't matter what nobody's choice is. What we're talking about is a power base in the community and why we're having problems in the home.
Yeah, the power base starts in your home in the mirror. It starts with one with you. You're the power base. That's where it starts. It starts with you. Everybody.
I don't think you heard me. I just said it took 30 years for me to get to that point. I don't think you heard me.
You talking about you as an individual.
No, I understand that, but other people in this society that we live in, with the YNs that we were just talking about, living in a single world, they don't think about man, woman, and child. They think about living. So we're not talking really about us because we kind of know what the fuck we talking about. But I'm trying to give my experience. So if a young nigga is watching this shit, he'd be like, oh, maybe I don't need to be thinking about all this bullshit. I do need to be thinking about building my family. Because guess what? It took me 30 years. And I could have been one of them niggas in a casket. I could have been one of them niggas that was in jail forever. You know what I'm saying? Thank God that I'm here to talk about that right now. That's what we're bringing here for, because we late for breakfast. You heard me? This is what it's about. You feel me? It's about man, woman, and child, of course, but the man got to understand what the fuck going on first. And then he got to fucking find what, because we choose that. As what you say, choose it. We can choose who we want to bring into our home.
The book say, seeking ye shall find. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer of that. Everybody finds what they are looking for. If you're looking for trouble, you're gonna find it. If you're looking for peace, you will find it. No matter what you are looking for, I believe if you seek, you shall find. To me, that's not that complicated. Me, I used to get in trouble, but I was looking for it. You know what I'm saying? When I started
to look, talking about that, bro. But okay.
You're not talking about what? I'm saying the information is here. Now, whether you want to go get it, that's a choice. That's just like, all right, boom. I got a choice. It's Friday night. I got a choice. I can go to the club and go have me a good time tonight. I got a choice. I can go get me a bottle and go get with this girl and go turn up. Also got a choice to stay in the house and spend some time with my children. You know what I'm saying? That's all a choice.
Right.
As individuals. But individuals make a whole. Individuals make a collective.
Beverly been in here for the longest. Shout out to Beverly Palmer. She said, facts. Read the book of life. What can we get the book of life from? I don't know nothing about that one.
The book of life is where you find that. It's on your DNA. It's called the Akash. The Akashic Records. It takes real deep. Well, it doesn't take real deep meditation, but to control it, it does. Okay. We always use the Akash on a regular basis.
Akash.
It says one of the big differences in the civil rights era and now is there's a common struggle by the masses. Then so people stuck together. Now many think that they have made look to only protect their bag. Yeah.
I mean, like the reason I can say that's 100% true because, bro, I remember when back in the day, my family, like when I was little, yo, everybody, my friend, they had the afros. It was blackfish, all this, that, and the other. And then my uncle, he became a millionaire. And even like, you know, my mother wasn't doing too bad either. So like when people got money, they moved away from, you know what I'm saying, the core base of where, you know, like, because my family in Chicago that lived in the hood, they still live in that same spot now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like when we moved away from there and then, like, you know, I saw the differences. Like he's saying, you know, as people got money, it came about, well, now that I got money, as much as I want to pull everybody up, for me to pull everybody up would take everything. And I'm not going to lose everything I've gained for myself trying to pull people up when some of y'all don't even want it anyway. I could be real, you know, and like see how it was. But I'm going to tell you something that I think about. This is something I think so deep about, bro. My same family I talk about living in the hood. Like I remember when my first female cousin, got pregnant and had a baby when she was a teenager. So now, mind you, they in the hood, meaning that her mother, the house she lived in, her mother, she's getting food stamps and getting, you know, the welfare, the Section 8, all of that. So then when she had her child, now she's also getting food stamps, the welfare, the Section. So it's almost like it put her as a child on the same level as her mother. And then when they started to be like, because I remember this vividly, she was like, if I have more kids, they'll give me more money.
Yeah,
bro, that's a part that fucked us up. That's why I'm so like at this point I'm so anti-democrat because like Democrats is about that handout shit, and that puts us in such a weak fucking position, yo.
See, yeah, I feel where you coming from, but to me, like that's a value in a moral compass, a moral standard. That shit ain't about no Republican Democrats because I ain't never gave. I don't care who. I don't like a Republican and Democrat don't have no merit in my life. And to be honest with you, I didn't even grow up in
I don't even know the difference.
Nobody even cared who the president was. You know what I'm saying?
The only reason I say I point out the Democrat shit is because so many of our people support the Democrat base, and that party ruined us more than anything else.
Donald Trump said, if you want to get something, if you want to get
you got to lose.
Democracy is another word for slavery.
So
just for everybody out there to
and this is a republic.
Yeah, words are things. But and speaking of that, to my point, when he just used the democracy thing, it's called a government.
Yeah.
What is a govern? What does it mean to govern something?
Control.
And what is mint? What's the root word of mint? It means mind. Mint means mind. So this is just the basic elementary of it. Government. It means mind control the mind.
Yeah.
That shit that we know since we was babies. I'm not playing that game. So that don't have nothing to do with me. I'm saying the government starts. My grandparents used to listen. I think it's the Williams Brothers' old gospel song. The song says, "Sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine."
Damn, bars.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is bars.
Hold on. I'm about to find that.
Yeah, I think it's the Williams Brothers. Sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine.
Yeah, brother.
That's what I'm talking about. Is like
that is hard.
Yeah, that's a fact.
For me, like, all right. My son, I got a son that's a sophomore at ODU, and he like telling me like,
shout out to the Monarchs, man.
Oh, I need to get another job so I can make some more money. All right, what's it gonna take for you to get a job? That means you're gonna take less classes. Yeah, probably so. Which means you're gonna prolong you graduating. Yeah, probably so. So now let's sit back and think about this. Now you have two choices.
Can I play this song?
What do you hold on?
Hold on, let us finish, man.
No, I know I hear you, but can I play this song on this live?
You gonna make it where it can't be monetized.
He's trying to explain something about his son, bro.
So I have to tell him this as a father. I'm like, all right, so you go get another job. So that means you need to work more hours, right? So what does that mean? You're gonna have a lighter class load, which means you're gonna have to be in school for longer to graduate, right? Or you can pick up more hours where you are, and you still gonna have to either manage your time better, or the bottom line is manage your money better. Because it's not the fact that you're not making enough money, it's the fact that you have poor money management skills. And that's where a lot of us are messed up and twisted because we think it's all about the money. No, and nigga, it's you. Ain't no goddamn money ain't the issue. You the issue.
I had the same conversation with my daughter.
It ain't no goddamn money. It's
she
you.
Called me with the same
you
type of
vibe.
vibe.
In a position to where you saying, bro, I'm going to rely on going to get this check every month. That's a learned behavior, dog. And I'm not dissing your cousins in them, Mega, because I got people's
a lot of kids
I'm saying
get their money
behavior. Like when he was talking about
and they want to buy all that bullshit and they want to look like a certain way and they think they supposed to have all the diamonds and wear the motherfucking 42s and the 43s and whatever size they weigh. That's the problem with them. Again, we back on to the music and the music videos and what motherfuckers look like in the music videos. That's right back to there. You know what I'm saying? Like a motherfucker will only want more money to spend more money. Like you were saying. Like I had the same conversation with my daughter just the other day, and she called me like, "Daddy, you was right. Like I should have just chilled and stacked this bread because like what else am I doing? I'm trying to get to Puerto Rico and I ain't even got no." Yeah, that's right. Because ain't nobody gonna give you a motherfucking thing out here. You got to hustle for this shit. You got to stay focused. If you want to stay down, you got to stay down. We all had to go there.
Yeah.
We all had to fall in the hole, man.
I'm like
for
this.
Real.
If you love your babies and you care about your community, nigga, teach your children how to fucking read. Teach them niggas how to get up and go and make something happen. Show them that. If you are relying on a Democrat or Republican to teach your children how to read, nigga, use a cornball. You deserve everything you get in life. If you relying on a goddamn Republican or a Democrat to feed your children or to teach your children how to read or teach your children how to get up and get out and get
or to protect your children, or to show your children how to protect themselves.
But that's the bad part too, bro, because you know how we think and speak on a particular level, Chips. And even like, even though this is my first time meeting the guy with the books, I'm saying, like, I can just hear from it the way he speak and what he speak about.
Yeah.
So but bro, everybody ain't like it. I'm gonna tell you what fucked me up, Chips, because I wasn't no nigga, even though I lived the life, I wasn't no nigga that was no in and out of jail nigga. So the first time I really got locked up, I was grown, you know what I'm saying? And when I saw the mindset of a lot of I'm like, bro, niggas was looking at me like I'm some type of, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just giving niggas basic advice, like, bro, like, nah. I used to see niggas wilding out on the phone, like, with their girl, and I'd be like, hey, yo, bro, when you scream and flip out on the phone, she out there, bro. You still in here, my nigga. Like, why you letting that shit get you so much, bro? Like, it's like, I used to just get regular talk to people, and it's like, but I see how, like, yo,
niggas don't live in reality. They live in their own world. They live around what they see.
About, Chips, not the ones who putting our kids in position to do. Because you know what? Our kids got to live in a world with these other people kids.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why we got to speak more to them people, the ones who ain't got it, that ain't on it.
And that's an absolute fact. And that leads me to what I was saying earlier, what I was trying to say to the guy with the book is that, like, for me, I'm gonna put more of my energy into making sure I drill certain things into my children's conscious, because I know that a great part of their influence is gonna be coming from them schools they go to, that bullshit they watching on the Instagram, TikTok, they friends on their team, stuff like that. Because I'm gonna just keep it real. My parents, I'm not saying they was good, bad. I don't even know. I don't know what's a good, what you would call a good parent, because I was taught, a tree is judged by the fruit it bears. You know what I'm saying? So the only way I would know that you say you got a good child, a good parent, if the children turn out okay, productive members of society. So I don't know, but I know from my experience of growing up and being a teenager and being a young adult that my mama ain't teach me none of the bullshit I ended up doing. But my mama did teach me how to read. And my mama did put enough juice into me to make me know how to go and get it. Now, I learned other ways and how to maneuver through life dealing with the bullshit. But I know, like, us sending our kids to public school, for an example.
Okay, hold on.
On the bus, you're going to have, you put...
Guy with the book, you grew up with your mama? You grew up with your mama, Mega?
Mm-hmm.
You grew up with your mama, Chip?
Yeah, with my grandparents.
Let's speak about the motherfuckers that haven't grew with their mama. You heard me? Like, they person don't understand that. Who gonna speak for them? You know what I'm saying? You can't speak to a motherfucker that don't understand what the fuck going on. You hear me? So I just feel like I can speak for what you trying to speak to real quick.
Well, you ain't heard me say nothing. I ain't finished.
No, I've been hearing you the whole time, but y'all told me to hold on. He was talking about his son, then I was telling you that I heard the same shit.
I'm talking about the influences and what's important.
I'm trying to tell you.
But, okay. You tell me what's important. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, you ready? Okay. What's important is, man, when you saying that you're trying to speak to your children, this is what you were saying, your children, and he said, his children, and then Mega said, but how can we get to the out of the children? Because when you speaking on that, I had my mama and this, that to the third, and she taught me how to read. What about the niggas that ain't had nobody to teach them to read because they people's out there? You heard me? This is how you get to them. You talk to them from a person that understands. Bro, you can make it out there. It ain't gotta be your mama to teach you how to read. It can be a motherfucking nigga that sit there and say, hey, yo, youngin, this how you count. And for some reason that stuck with you. And man, this man taught me how to count. So this fucking piece of concrete done grew a rose bush and it's beautiful for some reason. This is how you get to them people. You don't tell that nigga, you teach your mama ain't teach you how to read shit. You say,
Nah,
hey, bro. No. You say, hey, bro. You take your time.
Yeah, you
then
won't listen. You won't listen.
I am listening.
Saying, no, because I didn't say that. I'm saying, I'm talking to the adults. I'm saying you need to teach your damn child how to read. Don't be telling me about a Democrat or Republican and who you voted for and your goddamn child can't read. That's who I said. I'm talking about you're watching and being an adult in over your children.
Okay, I misunderstood that.
Huh? Yeah, you gotta listen a little bit. But they influence. I'm talking about the children's influence. I say a parent is. I say the tree is judged by the fruit it bears. So you would judge a good parent by how his
don't have a parent though, bro, and they out here wilding. We saying that motherfucking the parent got motherfucking Chief Keef or Young Bond up the street, whatever the fuck y'all was saying. What if they ain't got that person that's there and they out there? What is that? What is there to tell that person? They ain't got no motherfucker. They ain't got a nigga to tell them, hey, look, this the game. What if they gotta go in that bitch with hands, bandana, mud, shit in their face, and they grew up in a different place? You don't know nothing about that, so you can't speak on that. And you've been speaking on that. How we get to them type of kids? How we get to them? Who we get to them type of kids is speak. Grown-ups like us that been through that type of shit. We gotta speak that narrative. We gotta say that shit from like this. Speak. That's how we change the narrative. Hey, yo, bro. Look, I ain't had no mama, but look, bro, I'm successful in my own way. I do my thing. I ain't worried about too much on this. Like, you can definitely make it. It ain't no end of the road. Drugs ain't this, ain't that, bro. Like, we can really go there. We can do, like, it ain't, like, it's so many different avenues that we can speak to these children, just not just our own. You feel me? Because, yeah, we can be there and go to a game and buy tennis shoes and show them how to drive and pay for certain things. But a nigga like me ain't had that shit from my mama or my daddy. I had it from some random, and I ain't want it. And I ain't want the game. So how can you reach a motherfucker that don't want the game?
And you don't. Because everybody can't come. You know what I'm saying? G's up, hoes down. If you can't swim, you're gon' drizzle. You know what I'm saying?
Different narrative then.
We saying two different things. I'm not talking. Listen, all right. One thing that I know is that the sun gonna shine. And the sun representing the energy, the information, representing the wisdom, it's gonna shine. If you choose to stand in the shade and block out the sun, that's a personal decision. I know the truth comes past everyone. Now, it's not always, it don't look good. It ain't the cool thing to do. So a lot of people might not want to do it. Some motherfuckers rather play the game than pick up a jewel. That's on you. So I'm like me, like it ain't like a talking thing, it's a lead by example thing. I'm taught actions speak louder than words. So watch as I do, do as I do, not as I say. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's more of an action speak louder than words thing. So I'm gonna tell my children, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to put my hands on them and make sure that I'm gonna try to guide them down the right path.
Not what I do.
Huh?
Do what I say, not what I do.
No, I'm saying do as I do and not as I'm saying watch my moves. Actions speak louder than words. I flipped it on purpose. Listen, I said actions speak louder than words. That's what I'm saying. The children ain't listening to you. They watching you though.
They're definitely doing
that. The children are watching you. You can say, don't do this, don't do that, and they see you doing it. What do you think they paying attention to? Your actions or your words?
Yeah.
They holding on to your words too, man.
Yeah, like I said earlier,
if
like
you making a problem, if you talking to your kid and you say anything to them, they holding on to your words too, bro. Like when it come to your children, they ain't just paying attention to what you doing. They paying attention to everything. How you move, how you talk. It's that's your child, bro. You feel me? Like we ain't talking about no game to no motherfucker out in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like that we trying to give a game to. We talking about your child. They gonna watch what you say. They gonna watch what you do. Period. When you make a promise, when you say something to them, it ain't even got to be no promise. They gonna hold that shit in the stomach. You feel me? So it's both of them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just that. When it comes to your children, that's just my opinion. And we late for breakfast with Chip Stack. Chip bring the cameras out. The guy with the book. Thank Mega. Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah, but going back, touching on the conversation where we was going at though, yeah, I was asking about that. Who were you talking about when you had made that mention? Because this is kind of like a ongoing conversation between me and the guy with the book that never kind of ends because, I'm not the blame it on the fucking party. I'm not to blame it on the old lady because I'm like, as a man, I know I pay. This is my show, and I play the biggest role in all of this shit. Having children, how all of this stuff moves, I play the biggest part of it. You know what I'm saying? I play everything except for the victim. I'll be the villain all day, but I'm never going to be the victim. I'm never, ever, ever gonna be the victim. I'd rather be gone before I'm the victim. I'll be the villain, but I'm never gonna be fucking the victim. So, and for me to be like, oh, she took this welfare money to do this, or she went and got the nigga. That's if she did, that's because you weren't in place, or because you got some poor decision making. You pick ain't shit bitches. So you can't be mad if she want to go have a baby and live on welfare because that was your choice. This goes to your decision making. That speaks to your decision making.
What are we talking about here? I don't remember none of that.
Well, I agree with you. The decision making is a big part of the problem that needs to be turned around so we can have a dope solution for a community. But I think in your explanation, you're missing some root causes, right? And you're talking about effects, right? You're probably like, well, decision making, no, that's the cause. It is a cause, and it does produce effects, but there's a cause that produce effects of decision making, right? And those things are air, fire, earth, and water. Or we could call them minerals, sunlight, water, and movement, right? Nutrients, sunlight, water, exercise, sunlight, sleep, goals. All of these are what produces the vessel that the spirit utilizes to make decisions with. See, these are the types of things that we all need to be looking at when we're explaining these situations of how these decisions are being made by these brothers or these ladies, because it's happening on both sides where we got a lot of bonehead decisions that's going on. But at the end of the day, this is the reason why I was talking about the systematic spiritual warfare that's in place. Right. We got to talk about this food. We got to talk about this teaching in the churches. We got to talk about this academic system, because this is all contributing to the problem that you just discussed, right? You just brought it up, Chip. The decision making. You made this decision, correct. But how did they get to that point?
Laziness, most of the time.
Maybe they're the product of their environment, or that's what they only thing they know, and that's what they want to. That's what they feel comfortable with. You don't know. You know, if for an individual, you really don't know, but to the soul of the community of getting to these kids, you know what I'm saying?
The product of the environment is real because, you know, I'm sure y'all are familiar with the project that was done on rats, where they had the rats or mice or whatever, and with a lot of space and a lot of food, and then they started to add more mice, take away less food, and they said and they separated them. They had some still living abundance with more than enough food that they needed and more than enough space. As the ones who had less food and was crowded, they started to rape each other, kill each other.
All that shit, yeah.
The male rats started mating with the male rats. It was everything. So, like, it's hard to say that when they produce these particular environments and then put us there, like how you was talking about the gentrification, let the shit go down, and then sell it, buy it, move the niggas out and bring in new. It's like they put us in positions to where like that. That's why I say, man, it's like for real, bro. For people like us, when your mind is sharp and you an adult and you came from some of the places we came from, people don't know how difficult that really is, yo. Like because we were put in environments for us to never be here.
Exactly.
Yeah. The ones who make it out, it's almost like how it is to get to the NBA or the NFL.
Yeah,
right.
You really keep it real.
Facts.
And I totally 1,000% agree with you. But to me, that is the motivation that says I can't do this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's the motivation because I didn't have to go to no college or do none of that to learn that I don't want to be here. And
I don't want to be in that position at all.
A lot of us, our fear is to be stuck there. You know what I'm saying? And if that's enough to motivate you to say, look, you need to damn look in the mirror. You need to change some things. You know what I mean? You can't, what you gonna sit around and wait for a Republican or a Democrat to come knock on your door and say, nigga, your life is better now? Hell no. You gotta
that
get
ain't
up.
Gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. And I definitely agree with you that on that chip. Like, you definitely gotta make that choice yourself. At a certain point in your life, you gotta make that choice to be that person that brings something good to the universe instead of taking. You gotta make that decision. Right. So
yeah, I was about to say CBS News. Okay. That's American Negro News. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Back to that. Cause for me personally, I know we had these conversations in like personally, like when we do that man versus woman, that's like the nigga trap to me. That's like playing right. Whenever I hear somebody talk that, oh, it's these women, it's these men, that shit make me itch. I'm like, nigga, because it feels like I'm like, oh shit, you goddamn it. This is like what's his name? Build a Bear with goddamn with Lynch. What's his name? What's buddy name?
They call what you just said, in counseling, they call those trauma reactions.
What?
You just said that when that specific occurrence happens, it makes
what
you
specific occurrence? When
whatever occurrence you just said, you said it makes
I'm
you
asking
itch.
you which one? Which one?
It doesn't matter. Whichever one you just said makes you itch.
Yeah, I'm saying when black men want to go against black women. That's why I want to be very specific. Yes, nigga, that nigga ass shit makes me itch because it feels like Willie Lynch. And I'm like, this is some Willie Lynch Build-A-Bear ass shit, and I'm not with the Willie Lynch shit. You know what I'm saying? That
go back to that victimizing shit.
These men, that's some bullshit. It's because of the nigga in the mirror.
Yeah. It's whoever looking in the mirror, because you played a part in that shit too, nigga. Fact.
That's the old part. And yeah, that is a trauma reaction. That is definitely a trauma reaction to Willie. That's a nigga Willie Lynch as trauma reaction, and I could go for that.
But how we break that? How can we?
I mean, to me, is you got to start in the mirror. You got to start loving yourself, self-care, like he said, eating right. I mean, there.
Personally, yeah. You know
eating right, living right. I mean, I'm talking about caring about yourself. We could say we care about ourselves, like in a general, like we all care about ourselves. I'm talking about,
I don't know what the hell. Look, I love Yosef. You hear me? You hear me? I get up every day, go do some shit I don't want to do for another motherfucker.
You at an individual, but
you hear me?
Question: How do we change that? I didn't know you were talking about
because you got to do some things that you don't want to do sometime. You hear me? You got to make sacrifices, man. You hear me?
So you do got to do everything you just said, right? You got to love yourself. That's facts. But for a person to effectively and efficiently love themselves, the first thing they do is got to know themselves. So the first thing they got to do is focus on authenticity. But to achieve this, they got to focus on purity. right? To achieve purity, one would have to let go of symbols in their mind, or at least let go of the stronghold that they have on that person that's helping them to create behavior. And make no mistake about it, all behavior, even the blinking of your eyes, is happening as a result of you thinking something and emotionalizing that thought. And then the subconscious creates as a result. So when we know that this is the way that thought creates behavior, then now what we can do is we can take that sacred geometrical algorithm and we can start to play around with it and make it produce the other side of the equation, or the equal sign of what we want to see. But what is that in the equation? Let's go back to the left side of the equation. Well, that's sunlight, intake to skin as much as possible, water, sleep, nutrition, goals, and movement or exercise. This is the 6 keys of life. Now, you have to also add into that equation one of the most important pieces, a person's perspective on regress trauma. In addition to that, we'd have to look at entertainment. We'd have to look at conversations. We have to look at communication. We have to look at how they communicate with their tone, pitch, and inflection, as well as the actual language that they're using, and how they have spaces in between, or if they don't. How they have different gaps in between, or if they don't, pending how they communicate. All of these different pieces produce the whole. And this is what you're talking about, Chip. You're talking about a person making decisions. This is how we even get to the decisions, because for them to know themselves, now their decision-making changes. Their understanding of love, compassion, and empathy changes. Their understanding of hate, lack, and limitation changes. All as a result of them knowing thyself, because of focusing on being authentic to thyself. Now they can build courage in thyself, and now they can love thyself. But when you can love thyself authentically, now it's easy to love all of those around you. The plants, you love them. The fish in the water, you love it. The air and all the bushes, you love it as a result of you truly loving yourself. But you have to know yourself first. And this requires sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. So I want to go to a comment real quick. Gina versus Gina. Shout out to Gina versus Gina. She said, heal could require therapy. You can't always heal yourself. So I want to touch bases on that therapy part, because me, myself, I know I have a lot of shit that's on my heart that I talk to my brother right there. Just bring the comments out. But I don't feel comfortable going to those out there and talking to them about, or no therapist. How would y'all feel about that? And like, and I want y'all to give me some type of, input of what y'all.
Let me dive in on that first. I'm gonna land my plane quick. Right. First thing I want to do is address Gina. I appreciate the comments. Appreciate everybody who's showing some love. But I do want you to understand, Gina, that the only person who can heal a person is themselves. That's the only person who could. There's never been a person in the history of mankind who's healed another person. Dr. Sebi didn't heal anybody. Hippocrates didn't heal anyone. Each person healed themselves. They may have been guided along the pathway, but they had to do that work themselves, because the healing happens from a DNA level. Right? It happens in the immune system.
Right.
The gastrointestinal system. Right? We can go much deeper. Now, when the question you were asking, Purple Durag, it takes a certain amount of going within, right? So if you have a little bit of trouble communicating with other people who are outside of your comfort realms, then I would say take some time to meditate. Maybe you add in some herbs like ashwagandha and things of that nature, because it'll put you in a position to overcome some of the challenges that you've already faced, and to be able to get that knowledge from other individuals. I think Chip is a valuable one to talk to.
But that's what I was gonna say.
You might have to talk to a couple other people.
No, I got like Chips and a few of my other brothers, and it really lightened my heart. I don't really think I need to go, because where I'm at today, shout out to the motherfucking Purple Durag, because without my motherfucking brothers, I would not be here. when them boys was getting their licenses and shit, boy, I had to get one. When them niggas was getting them cribs, I had to get one. In career, I had to get one.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna say something about the therapy thing. Now, I know this is gonna be kind of ignorant, but me being a rapper and being into words and shit, I always look at words the way they are. And the word therapist is the rapist.
Damn.
So are they raping your mind?
Yeah.
Am I fucking you?
That was heavy.
I can't never help but look past that. You know what I'm saying?
So all right. When I hear the word therapy, when I heard what she said, you might need to seek therapy for help, I wasn't taking it as a clinical therapist, but I was kind of taking it more like how Daddy was saying, how Purple Durag was saying, well, because I might call y'all and say, hey, bro, look, I got this situation going on with my baby mama, or I got this situation going on at work. What you think about this? I might call 2-3 different people because I'm a scientist by nature, and I was always taught, in science, you test things multiple times. You know what I mean? Right. So I go seek, hey, I might go get different advice from 2-3 different of my partners that have dealt it with have had, similar like experiences. So in terms of like me going to lay down on the couch and talk to a white lady like Tony Soprano, I don't know about that, but I do seek therapy from some people in my circle. But to be honest with you too, I've had anger management before. I've gone to anger management.
Me too. But I don't think it worked for me.
Well, see, for me, the thing is, and this is what go back to what I was saying about the whole relationship thing is, it was court ordered originally. I had 2 years. I had like 50-something sessions of anger management. But I look at it as, you get out what you put in. You know what I mean? Like, so if I went in there wanting to get something out of it, I got something out of it. But I know people who felt like, nigga, I'm paying $20 a week and I ain't got shit out of this. But I also know, nigga, you ain't come looking for nothing. Me, I want value for my dollar. So I'm like, if this white man say I gotta go pay for these classes,
I can contest that because I was the nigga like, why the fuck am I paying $25 for this bullshit? So you can catch.
Hold on. Mega got muted. Hold on. What you say, Mega?
Nah, I was just gonna say, like, what you do say about therapy, like, I can say this, even though I say my little joke or whatever about it, people that I do know that have done it, I can say almost everybody I ever know who went, they said it was good. They benefited from it. You feel what I'm saying? And one of the main things people said, they said, like, when you tell your story to a complete stranger sometimes, especially with repetition, they'll key in on certain things that you don't notice because it's natural to you. You do it all the time. You do it so much. So they'll pick up on things like, and then they can put it together. Like, do you think it's because of this that make this? Do you think it's because of this that make? So
let me speak to that just for a second.
Hold on. Chip, do that to me. Chip, do
let me
that to
speak
me.
just for a second. All right. So, like, when it comes down to like therapy, I want everybody out there to know that Ferdinand is in his master's degree right now for clinical mental health counseling. And I've been
shout out to the guy with the fucking book, man.
Hear me out, because I'm trying to speak to my man's what he just brought up, because I got actual experience, just like how you was talking about the experience you had.
Salute to that.
Yes, 100% correct. It is a very, very valuable thing for anybody to go through, because the thing that we need to understand is the bulk of our family members, the bulk of our friends are not in a position mentally a lot of the times to be able to sit down and listen and take themselves out of the equation, so that now they can hear what's being said objectively and be able to give not even give valuable advice, because in counseling, it's literally against the law to give advice. A counselor or a therapist is only supposed to be listening and guiding the person down the path, pending which type of counseling technique that they choose to use.
To that, they they may not call it advice, but they give you things to think about, which I receive as advice. You know what I mean?
So
I was given things other have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? It wasn't like, hey, you should go do this. But like I said, for me, because I went in seeking it to work, it worked for me. And I learned methods to be honest with you, I mean, just keeping it a band, like this shit made a huge change on me in terms of, you know, how I deal with my anger, which I look at as a self-control issue. Because when most people get mad and shit, I just be like, this nigga ain't got no self-control when I see that. So it's like now I look at it, I look at life like that. And you know, I'm able to not respond to a lot of things that I was responding to prior to, you know, me ever having taken anger management classes with therapy, whatever you call it.
And then like with the therapy with the fam, to me, it's like, I don't hold no secrets. And with my guys, it ain't no secrets. It ain't no, we bringing it to the forefront. And we repetitive with it. And when we say it 2 times, it's basically like, okay, all right, nigga, you coming to me about this girl I'm gonna listen to you. But what you gonna do about it? How you gonna go about it? You know what you got in front of you. Okay, you know you got this motherfucking this situation that you gotta handle. What you gonna do about it? You want this promotion? Okay, how you gonna go about that? We done went through so many levels of life to talking about bullshit to actually building each other up to levels that I swear to God I ain't even see. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that I could have got that from a therapist. I don't think I could have got a brotherhood from a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like this, once I leave there, I don't see how a person can be like, I feel good. But when my brothers say, nigga, shut the fuck up. You know who you is, nigga? You better tighten up. Because you built for something different. That gives me chill bumps. That make me feel something different. I don't think a therapist would do that.
Gina just said something real. She said, when my friends come to me, I'm protective for them. So it's tough for me to be objective. And the thing about that, Gina, is I think that's a powerful statement, but I think to be protective and to show love is telling them, is giving them the real.
Giving them the real. You know how it hurt to give your partner the real, but how good it feel when he can see that shit.
Everybody can't handle it, but for me personally, I think that's the best.
And if they can't handle it, separate, because that person right there ain't got no good intentions, and they just want they energy suckers. That's it real. When a motherfucker can't take nothing that you say on like with a stone and sit back and look at it from another motherfucker perspective, like Guy Wit Da Books said, you got a lot of growing to do.
Yeah, speaking of that, I ain't gonna lie, fellas, because I got a super early moment, so I got about 10 more minutes, man.
We at the 2-hour mark, man, so we gonna just kind of you right. We just got we kind of got into it.
Give me something else to think about before we peel up out of this Joe Mega, man. I wanted to chop it up, and we got hung up on we went a little bit deeper on some conversations, but yeah.
Okay, hold on. I got you on something real quick. I got you on a question real quick, Mega. What's an unpopular opinion that always sparks the debate? What's an unpopular opinion that always sparks the debate? And this how we
to be real, that man versus woman shit. You know what I'm saying? That's something that always
that 50-50 shit.
Nah, and I'm saying the whole, like how Chips was talking about the battle of like women saying men ain't shit and men saying women ain't shit and all this, that, and the other. I think because like let's just say like, all right, if I went to Facebook right now and be like, the reason all these kids wild in school is because they was raised by single mothers. women will start flipping on me, yo.
On so, and you probably get banned off Facebook for 2 months.
Yeah. But see, but see here, and for me, it's like I'm a two sides of a coin type of person. So anything you can say, I can always say it's a whole nother side to that coin. Because I can say it's all these single mothers because niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you never win. You know what I'm
right.
And
that's why I say.
And I don't know. I'm biased, so
it leads to the big debates because of what you just said. Like you said, whatever one side say, the other side can make a good opposing argument. So that's one of them ones that just it'll keep going. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
or who is better, Biggie or Pac? You know what I'm saying? That's another one. That's another
hold on.
We still arguing about that 30 years later.
American Negro said, I have never been to an anger management. My anger management is always saying people get shot or seeing people go to jail for dumb shit. But that's not the one I wanted to read because that shit was highlighted, so I read that because, whatever. I could never see talking to complete strangers that went to school that got certifications to be a therapist when that therapist has their own problems. I know some people need it, but I don't think so. And like the people that I want to talk to that got problems, it's the people I know. The people that love me.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, as a professional, homie, whoever wrote that, nobody actually needs therapy. There's no person on this earth who needs it. It's just a valuable service that a person could use that will be very valuable, but nobody needs it. Everybody needs purity because purity will solve every single problem.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I look at it like a toolbox. I want to have enough tools in my box for as many situations that come in my circumference. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if it's a blown tire, if the power goes out, I want a generator to back it up. You know what I mean? So it takes more. Sometimes it takes what's outside of, my immediate circle sometimes. Sometimes it takes a whole different perspective. And whether that happens to be a stranger, because a wise man don't just learn from himself, but we gonna learn from others as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Man, let me tell you though, on that therapist tip, I love the niggas, the men. Fuck the niggas. I love the men that the Most High put around me to build this character that I have today to succeed in the industry that I ain't never even thought in a million years I'd be in. You hear me? Even be where I'm at today. And I'm blessed.
But let me go. I want to, Mega, before we go, I want you to touch back on that for a second. Go back what you were saying about the man and about the war of the sexes thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna start with this first because this is somewhere I wanted to go earlier with it. Like, bro, I can think about how, like, me growing up, most of my homies had single mothers, single parent household.
Good night, baby.
Then we in the age group that we are now, like, it's like damn, like the men hate the women hate the men right now. And then, bro, but this would kill me, bro. And I was talking to my oldest son about this. My oldest daughter is 19. She'll be 20 this year. You know what I'm saying? And like, like most of us fathers that have daughters, we ain't in a rush for them to be in no relationships or nothing like that. But I gotta be honest when I be like, yo, I've never even heard my daughter talk about having kids or nothing. So it's like, bro, they took us from the single parent thing to the us fighting our age, we fighting each other thing. The ones that we produce, they don't even want. Bro, what they did to us as a people, bro, it's fucking, like I said, and again, and like I said, when I speak,
my baby said the same thing, bro.
It sound like some victim shit. So it's like how you said, you get the itches when people do it. It's like me, I'm getting. I hate when I even sound like when I say something like what they did, but it is a reality though. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, like I said, when I speak, most of the time it didn't affect. They ain't get me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I say, I'm in the world though with the people that are affected by it, that like how Purple Durag was said, that can't see past it, that didn't have no love, like, because like I really think that's really the main thing. Single parent, both parents, whatever, a child needs love, yo. You need to be loved purely, like how Guy Wit Da Books say, purity. If a person is loved purely, yo, you can produce something great, yo.
Yeah,
I love how this ended.
No, like that's just keeping it real. But it's like how they got it to where, like, bro, damn son, like, you know, you got a lot of kids that's on this gay shit, and the ones that ain't gay, they don't even want to reproduce. It's like, that's crazy, yo.
You're right.
It's like you know, and that's the psychological, like, population control. They do it from so many different angles and levels, but that way of making it where it's so cool to be gay. You, like I said, like, you know, bro, and especially for men, especially like in your field, Chips, and I know you know this, in that film world, Hollywood and all of that, if you're a gay man, you can be down limit, literally. That shit crazy, yo. That shit crazy.
Yeah,
that's another reason I came to the gun world, because bitch, it's balls over here. Dick dry this car, nigga. We don't tolerate none of that bullshit, you fucking homos. None of that shit. Y'all don't got no rules and no say over here, yo. You know what I'm saying? I put myself in the field where I don't gotta cater to y'all niggas at all, yo.
Yeah.
Because remember, Chips, remember when you told me in the beginning when you wanted to play plant-based the video, and I said the boys telling, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like we can't even say shit like that, bro.
I know. And and it's why I gotta laugh too, because
with Donald Trump in office, you can say whatever you want to.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying, like, that's funny. But yeah, like, I've been having to walk such a straight line.
Shit, not to cut you off, bro.
With that shit.
I salute you so fucking much. When I be saying you like Richmond City, I'm like, hey, yo, man, I don't know you like even from way back in the day when you was
but you know me enough.
Even from what I know, yeah, nigga, you know, because we close. We've been around each other, bro. The fact that you can do that shit and I know who you are, nigga, bro, that is amazing, bro.
That dying, nigga.
And that's where I be saying, like, the self-control be having to kick in, because I'm in meetings daily with the
I'm saying. You gotta surround yourself with people that you want that put you in that spot, man.
And even that, when you brought that up, Shorty was goddamn, and we were listening to Trump's speech that day when he did his inauguration, and she was in the room and ran like, because we real life dealing with little boys who you actually have to call him her. You know what I mean? Like, that's an actual reality of the world that we living in right now. Like a real live reality. And it makes me
not to cut you off, brother, but this concludes the session. It's at the 9-minute mark and we late for breakfast. And I'm hungry. We got just bring the cameras out. Guy with the book. I ain't motherfucking purple do-rag. Well, my guest, our guest, the one and only, Mega motherfucking Bills. Thank Mega TV. I appreciate you coming, my guy.
Peace, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this conversation, Mega.
Yeah, man. You got to come back up here. We got to give these different opinions, talk to the people, figure out, you know.
Yeah, this was definitely dope. Like the 4 minds, the different everybody's perspective. This is dope, yo, for real. Yeah. I'm glad to be a part of this shit from the inception.
Yeah, you know? Absolutely. All right, fellas, peace.
And you late for breakfast.